right now, I discovered that in our doc for the research, someone deleted something very important, and I'm really mad because why does anyone has access to that doc?
You
Oh,
can check.
you can recover it also. You
Yeah.
can check the historical modifications, and the owner can go back to the previous one.
Okay, cool. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, Bianca. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm good. Thanks for
Well,
asking.
hi, great. I was opening my camera. Yeah, let's make a quick check-in. Um, Tell us something, can be whatever. I just had a haircut yesterday, so that's my check-in. I feel like fresh, and I like having haircuts because like it's a small change that you can do, but it makes you feel like more fresh. How about you, Septi?
I also had haircut yesterday, but yeah, like my mind right now is like I'm trying to renew my passport, and it's a pain in the ass because like it's summer and everyone wants to renew their passport, and it's like the sooner date I can get that done is like 17th of August, which is very bad because like I plan to fly before, so yeah.
Hmm.
I'll pass it to Benz.
Oh, when was the last time I had a haircut? uh, no. I'm doing well. What's on my mind? Just kind of balancing tasks that I'm doing right now. So that's what's on my mind. And the last time I paid for a haircut was at the beginning of May, but before that, it was a lot longer. That was a special occasion. So I'll pass to Bianca.
Thanks, Vince. Oh, I had a haircut too, like last week. Got it shorter a little bit. It was too long for me. I haven't had long hair in a long time. But yeah, me and Anna, we were talking a little bit about the research, and yesterday I talked with my teacher about the research too, so we're going in good directions around that. So that's my check-in. And I will pass it to Innovator.
I'm just getting to the video. So I actually need a haircut, and I'm going to get one tomorrow. So that was kind of interesting timing. I'm getting very, very interested in Coordinate at the moment. Very interesting platform. There's governance embedded in that, and therefore it's interesting from the perspective of how are you engaging people in a DAO and how are you seeking to help them get to contribution. And that's something that I'm very interested in. So that's something that I'm looking at the moment. And also enjoying the work that I'm doing here with Gravity. So that's my 3 halfpence. Hang on a minute. Oh, I can pass to Irene.
We're just making a check-in. How are you?
Okay, my neck is contracted, so that's the main thing for me today. And I'm just stepping out of a session I was given, and I'm into it still, but I'm here. Thank you. I'll pass it to, I don't know, Benz has already talked.
I think we all checked in.
Okay.
So we will start this session of today. I have some topics. I will paste this link in the chat of this voice channel so that anyone can have access to the notes. And I have some topics for today. And I want to talk a little bit, start talking about the Aragon Season 1 funding coming to an end. For those of you who don't know, and for those who know, Aragon was our first client after the TEC. As a DAO that contracted and paid for our services of conflict management. In the proposal that was passed for in the Aragon community, there were three main deliverables and three main actions that we were going to provide to them. One of them is this is the funding proposal. One of them is the Graviton training, a Graviton training that we are doing for them in 10 sessions. That we have here, and they already started this Graviton training for the Aragon DAO, and we had these first two sessions talking about transforming conflict. And next week we will have a session on deep democracy that is going to be hosted by Lynn on Thursday and also on Friday. Then we will have in 2 weeks Jeremy leading two sessions around liberating structures. Then we would have in August, I still need to confirm this with Bianca and Anna, but I was going to request them to make a presentation around well-being in workspaces, burnout, and psychology. Also thinking that for these dates, we should be applying the survey to gather data for the research. And then I will be doing a conflict roleplay in August 18th and 19th. So for me, this is really important because besides the main operations that we have, this should be one of our this kind of things should be one of our main focuses regarding sustainability of the organization and how to receive resources from the services that we're providing. So the first thing they received was this conflict resolution training that is ongoing. They also paid for a consultancy to establish organizational policies. From this, it was planned that we would charge 6,000 USDC, but we only got to do the half of the work, so we will only charge the half of this. So we would receive also 3,000 USDC for the consultancy fee. And the idea is that on season 2, we will be able to finish some of the things that we aspire to do with them to establish organizational policies that support conflict management in the organization. And also, they are requesting and paying for mediation services. So they are allowing and inviting people in their community to fill the type form and also to raise conflictive situations so that we can provide the service of supporting some of the case management as a service DAO. So there were 3 things that they got, and those are 3 things that we can offer to any community. Aragon is a community that took this, but we can sell these services to any other community to say, hey, maybe for you it would be too costly to design your own conflict management system. Maybe you're a small community and you are very specific into certain things. So you can contract and receive the services from Gravity DAO as a service DAO in other community. And what we're doing for this is that we will make a per case registry and a per case payment. So yeah, it's interesting to be able to provide this to other communities, and I think that as we are doing this for Aragon, our idea should be to be able to do this same thing with other communities. Yeah, for the consultancy, we also help them to understand the Gravity framework, and they requested us to make a report of this of our impact on Aragon on this season 1. So I will be making a document around this. The ones who want to contribute to this can have access to this document. I will link it here. That is the report that they asked us to make, so that we can close this season 1 funding, and also thinking on how would be what would be the goals for the season 2. So there were some of the things that were pending from season 1, like for example, oh no, this is not. For example, they didn't create a private registry for the cases managed in Aragon. That's something that is still to do. And we have to create a private input mechanism to receive information and create cases, like the one we have from Gravity and we still use. That is still under the common stack Typeform account. So this is a very small step that we should do, and we have delayed it a lot. But we should make a new Typeform, maybe copying the same one, but outside of the common stack Typeform account, so that we can be even more independent and autonomous of the management of the information.
Would it not make sense to invest some of that into a case management system for us?
The thing is that we are also building this tooling of unbreakable bows. So I think that maybe having a mediation system would be only a transition step. And maybe once we have the unbreakable bow system, it can be like
It'll handle the cases, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But moving the Typeform, it's a priority. So yeah, I will be working on this. The deadline for this is tomorrow, so I will be working on this today, on talking about, okay, what exactly did we do on Aragon? What was our impact? And I feel that before we started doing this, they didn't have like a method and a framework for conflict management, and now we gave them, and we are helping them to use our frameworks and our toolings that is based on these 4 steps that you all know, that is identification, screening, conducting the ADR process, and post-mediation.
I do have a question from a technical standpoint, though, connected to the website. So if we're going to be using, let's say HubSpot, for example, you could do your ticketing and case management inside of that. I have a client that does that, and then it would then harmonize, the interacting that you have about, a person visited our website, they, got our newsletter, and oh, by the way, there's a case, currently open. So you could harmonize all that just with $60 a month. So
Okay, I mean you are one of our platform experts. So if you recommend us that, it's a really interesting
and then
suggestion.
security wise, you can restrict it to certain people so they wouldn't have access, only to certain things. So
Yeah, that's another of the reasons why I haven't still made a new Typeform account for Gravity, because I don't know if we could have this Typeform or this form in HubSpot, then it would be all integrated. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also, because I'm in control of all of our emails, it would make sense to create a series of emails, do some planning during this call to say, okay, yeah, we need, emails for different kinds of sales functions, billing, blah, 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 right?
okay. Integration. So yeah, this is the first topic that I wanted to share with you. So for me, this is a success because this means that it's possible for us to receive money for our services, and this is also something that I've been talking with Bianca, that we should also be able to receive funding from providing psychological services, as we are thinking on expanding and not only allowing people to request support for conflict with other people, but also to talk with a specialist and a professional psychologist for the well-being and mental health that we are doing. And also we are thinking with Durgadas on having other services like helping to develop virtuous cycles, and also dopamine detoxing. And so what I think is that we should really think on what would be our portfolio, so that when anyone comes, they can say, okay, I want this, I want this. Maybe I want to focus more on trust creation than conflict management, or I want to focus more on conflict management or I want to focus more on psychology, and that we can, as a group, offer all those things.
Well, and also with the website, we're going to have a membership site, so we'll buy a plugin that will enable people to engage at various levels, right? So depending on what you're engaged in, you'll be able to plug in at that and then sort of get everything and that above, right? So if you want coaching, let's say, around virtuous cycles, then you could plug in at this level, but then that would also give you access to other things. If you want psychological services, that would be a deeper dive, and then you would get some virtuous cycles coaching and other stuff, along with it, kind of. So this way you can get graduated, and it also hooks people in and gets monthly revenue. They get special access to different kinds of emails and other things depending on what level they're engaged in, and so this is all kind of part of the website plan too. So and then you can give people sort of front end access and back end access. If they're a DAO that's engaged with us, they can have sort of management access. And so there's a bunch of different things that we're planning on doing that will be enabled by some of the stuff on the website. So
Great. I know that we have a calendar. Bianca, do you have access to this calendar, right? Yeah. Let's add to this calendar the dates here for the sessions on Aragon. They will be in the Aragon Discord, but it would be good for us to also have this here. Invite all the people who is going to the trainings, to also these sessions that are like an extra that we are delivering. Okay. Uh-huh. I will leave this of the website for some of the last minutes so that we can work a little bit on this. And let's move to the Dework distribution and next proposal drafting. Okay, so the Dework distribution, you all know that we manage our issues here in Dework, and that's how we make the distributions of the rewards for the people working in the project. Here we are rewarding 200 XDAI for the facilitation of a training in the Aragon training. So here we have the model by Morgan. Here we have the payment for Didan. I also have a payment for the session I led and the session Lean led yesterday. We also have the coordination assistant that is Bianca. We are also paying 200 XDAI for the people who is facilitating the training on Aragon. So I facilitated one of those sessions. I will be taking one of these. There are some two guys from Aragon, Max and Incandenza, who led the first session. So we have them here, but they still haven't created their profile in Dework. We have Durgadas as operation and platform management.
Juan, can you also explain how to update the issues? So I was talking yesterday with Durgadas, and he needs some guidance on how to use the
Yeah,
platform.
I just added in subtasks that we're done.
You need to click here on where it says submit work. So before we execute the payments, people have to submit some work or make some statement. So here, for example, Aragon DAO conflict resolution training session 2, transforming conflict. So for that session, I made this Venn diagram with them. This is a tool that we are developing, and it's like how to map a conflict. So in the session, we made a role play and tried to fill this Venn diagram with the information of the role play to show how to use this tooling to map a conflict. So for example, I will paste this as a information of the work, and I will say a Graviton training for Aragon session 2. And I also have the copy of the role play. That it's whose fault is it anyway? So this is the role play, and I copy the information of the role play. So with this role play, we fill this Venn diagram. So that's how I will write what I will write here. And here is the role play. Role play and Venn diagram. Perfect. So you click here and submit, and that's it. We also have 3 active Gravitons that are Benz, who is in Giveth, Aloysius, who also participates in multiple communities, and we also have Jean, who is also championing an initiative from the TC that are the tea lounges. We also have here Septi and Anna. And I have another bounty.
Hey, Zepti, you're typing.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, this is all transparent. If you want to continue contributing, if you feel that you are contributing and you are not here, please DM me. I want everyone that is contributing to feel that they are being rewarded. Also, on the conflict management side, we managed the Gravity case number 24. This case was very big. So I am also requesting a complexity bonus, and for this, innovator will receive 200 XDAI for being a subject matter expert or second Graviton, because he helped me to analyze the data that was gathered to map the case and understand the situation. So we will be making this distribution this month. We also have Anna for supporting the Psychology and Mental Health Initiative on June, and she also supported making some of the designs for the POAPs on the Aragon training, but this was already paid last month. And Bianca will be also helping with the proposal iteration, that is the next step of the agenda. But I will also open the mic if you think that this is good, that you think that this distribution is fair. If you feel that you are not included, please DM me or talk to me, so that we can reward all the impact that is being created.
I just want to, since Ben's is here, and I was stretching you in the end, but yeah, there was no luck. So yeah, it'd be nice if you update the issue, so the amount of time you contributed, so we can.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just gonna DM you. Yeah, I'll get that
Cool.
after the meeting. I'll add that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the graph. Sorry, Vince.
Yeah, you're good.
That for the active Gravitons, what we are doing is that we are allowing them to report the hours they work. And what I am really interested about this role is that this is people who represent this gravity from their participation in other communities. So maybe we don't see Aloysius coming to all of our calls, but she's always in their participation in other communities, talking about gravity, helping us to gain visibility, bringing people to the trainings, helping us to be more visible in other communities, helping us to have spaces and talks and presentations. So all of that is a way to contribute to in gravity, and maybe if you notice a conflict in our community, you can refer them to us, and always carry the flag of conflict management as something relevant in this kind of communities. Okay. The next topic of the agenda is that we will be drafting the next proposal for the TEC. We already passed a proposal, I think already 6 months ago, and what is good is that we have made a good use of those funds, and those funds will help us to be operative for 2 more months than what we requested. So that funding that we requested for 6 months would help us to sustain for 8 months. That's why we are thinking that maybe on August we should be making a second proposal for the TEC, and for this we have to make some really important things, like in order for the TEC to support this second proposal, we have to show them that we have been doing a good usage of the funds, and that we have delivered some of the things that we said that we would do. So there are some deliverables that would be good to have for this second proposal, and one of them is like applying the survey. I already talked with Bianca that it would be really important to move the research into this second stage of applying the survey and gathering data.
What do we use for the survey right now? SurveyMonkey or?
We have the questions, but we haven't used the tool. We haven't chosen the tool. So
Okay,
which one
yeah.
do you?
SurveyMonkey integrates really well with HubSpot, so that's what I would recommend. because then you can have those connected. And I would actually hope that we could get HubSpot up and running so that we could use SurveyMonkey as a funnel for getting our initial data into HubSpot in terms of contact management. So just that's my input on that.
Okay. Also, it would be good before August to have at least an MVP of the website, so that we can, when we make this second proposal, we say, hey, with this first proposal, we did this. We did a website. We did 2 trainings. We gathered funds from providing services to other communities. We rewarded X amount of contributors, so that when we pass the second proposal, people in the TC would say, hey, I am going to continue funding Gravity because the work that they did was really cool, and I believe that if we continue funding them, they will be doing even cooler things. So yeah, for that next proposal, we will have a first drafting session tomorrow. Let me see. I have this in other calendar.
It seems like we should be thinking about this like bridge funding until we can get our own tokenomics thing going, right?
Yeah, that's exactly that's the idea. So tomorrow we will have a session with the main people right now is Bianca, Septi, and me. But we will be having a call on Friday at 12 noon Colombia. So I think that would be 7 p.m. On Europe, and 9 a.m. for Pacific time. I will also try to copy
I'll
this.
get all those.
Yeah, because we are also thinking in this second proposal to shift some things. For example, the main focus of our first proposal was on education, and the main focus of this second proposal is to launch our economy. So we've been talking with some smart contracts and token engineering experts, and we will be also including a budget to pay this whole hatch and token design and creation of the gardens.
Actually, there will be no hatch because it's too expensive.
Yeah, the technical specifications are still to be defined, but as Septi said, making a hatch would be too expensive. So what we are thinking, maybe on the token economic side, is to launch the token and to move the reserve ratio gradually in time. Also having an initial distribution for the people who have been contributing to Gravity, so that people who have been contributing right now to Gravity can have some of those tokens without only having the possibility to acquire them by giving money to the by buying the token or minting new tokens. So that's something that we did in the TC with something that was called impact hours and praise. Maybe we don't have praise, but we have POAPs, and we also have a smaller group. So I think it wouldn't be so chaotic for us to make this initial distribution. Maybe we have people who have participated in 1 or 2 Graviton trainings. We can say, that could give them a small participation, but people who have been actively contributing, people who have been working in Dework tools, or that have been consistently coming to the sessions, those people would be also rewarded by the tokens. So yeah, I am just rambling a little bit on the things that we think that should be in the next proposal. Also,
I have a
we
kind of concrete thing to say about that. So, for example, I bought the theme for the website, right? But it seems like what we probably need is some kind of a bank account so that we can deal with real world expenses. Like I'm literally going to be asking you today to buy a HubSpot for $60 a month. Where is that coming from? Do you know what I'm saying? Do we just have somebody that has to volunteer for that and then get reimbursed, or you see what I'm saying? Like that seems a little bit awkward. So there probably needs to be some financial instruments set up for Gravity in that respect.
That's pretty hard. Even the TC doesn't have it.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Okay.
it's mostly Griff paying with his personal card, and then
Mm-mm-mm.
I think that reimbursing would be the
Yeah.
best. Like
yeah.
maybe you would.
But and I also have another question. And why would we need HubSpot right now? Like I
To
feel we are just too early
Well,
to.
those are look. The website and HubSpot are identical things, just like website and SurveyMonkey and HubSpot are identical things. Just like so if we solve a bunch of problems that we have immediately addressable by having HubSpot, instantaneously. I could redirect the the current website, just email us at pre-launch at gravitydao.org. I could move that directly to HubSpot, and we can already be harvesting usernames and emails that we would then later be able to reconnect. So one of the most valuable tools in the entire toolbox for us would be that, for multiple reasons. So yeah, I wouldn't think of them as separate things. If you're doing a website, you need to have HubSpot or email marketing, and if you have a need to manage cases and tickets, and that's already inside of that too. So there's just a whole lot of reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
yeah. Also, I don't know, Bianca, if you would like to talk more about this, but we said that the funding of the proposal will be on from this initial from this initial funding round, would be until the application of the survey, but that on the next proposal we should include the analysis of the data.
Yeah. I have before that I have just one question for Dorgidas around that about the bank account. Do we need to deal with taxes then if you're gonna create a bank account for Gravity?
Yeah, no, we are going to go on the second option of like, if you make some expenses, we can reimburse you in crypto, but we are not going to have any legal entity, or we are still going to go really decentralized and yeah, not so on the grid.
I got confused. Okay.
That actually brings up another important question in terms of, with Common Stack and being a trusted seed, you have legal protection within that Swiss association. Are we going to have some connection to that as a part of our DAO setup, or are we relying on the fact that you're already a trusted seed for that kind of protection? One way or the other, we should be explicit about that with people to say, you're covered, you're not covered, or you have to get covered in some other way. Do you know what I mean? So it seems like an important question too. So I'd be happy to pay for the HubSpot thing today and get it all set up for us. Same thing with SurveyMonkey, so that we have a unified thing about that. It goes to similar email, and I can do all of that today if you want. But I just wanted to know what way we were going with that, so that I knew how to deal with it.
Well, I think that we are not still prepared to do what the common stack does. So maybe we can suggest the people that if they want to have this legal protection, they can become trusted seed members. But and also somehow act as a partner to the common stack. But right now, I think there is no so much legal protection on this. Hey Jeremy, how are you?
Yo, what's up, fam?
Hey,
We're good. We're talking about the next proposal that should be at around up around in August, but we are in this first brainstorming phase and drafting and talking about some of the things that we should deliver before that proposal. So I talked yesterday with Bianca, and it's like when you are in the university studying, and like the first weeks, it's like, okay, you're studying, you're gathering information. Then in the mid of the semester, you're like, okay, I'm building something. But at the end of the semester, you are like, hey, I need to deliver something. So right now we are also like, we are going to move to another phase of Gravity where we are going to focus on the design of our economy. So we need to deliver some of the things that we said that we would do from this first proposal, so that we can gain confidence for the second proposal and support that. Also, that second proposal would differentiate a little bit from the first one, who was very educational focused, and now we're going to focus more on the creation of our tokenized system and the design of our economy. Okay.
So, talking about the psychology, where we are. So we are creating the questions for the survey. We are almost done in the questions. Yesterday, so my teacher in college is gonna help us have, like a background, like scientific way of the background. So we want to have like valuable questions. We don't want to have just like questions from nowhere. So we are looking for like articles and all that. So that's what we were doing over time, and also gathering information from the community about their expectations on the research and their feelings and um all that, and the information that we already have, like the talent DAO, research about the DAO health survey, and other surveys that were done before in Gravity and in TEC. So with all that, we are creating the questions. And now we have around 24 questions, and we want to create something around 30. So next week we want to have that done and then to be applied already. I am not familiar with the survey monkey that Dorgados was talking about, but I can take a look at it and see. My teacher has other sites that he goes through that it's that we are more familiar with. And we also have like we have the information at the same time that people are answering. So we have that information like at a time. So we want to have something around 70 people to 100 people answering the questionnaire. Once we have that number, then we can say that we are done, but we don't want to go over 2 months. I was talking to my teacher yesterday. He said that he thinks a lot of people are gonna be interested on answering our questionnaire. Because a lot of people are coming to the calls and a lot of people are like DMing me and answering and asking when the survey is gonna be done, because they are interested on answering that. So I think it's gonna be good. Like I see the community sees value on that. So yeah, I think in 1 month, we're gonna have the amount of people. So until August, we are gonna have the data already to be analyzed.
Yeah, and as the analysis of the data is something different that would go under the second phase, and that would be included in the second proposal. Also, I see that tomorrow there's this mental health event, Take Care of Your Mind. Would you like to invite us and tell us what will happen in that call?
Yeah, sure. So, last month was the month about the mental care awareness, and we did this event about taking care of your mind, and it was super awesome. And we had the idea about doing that every month. And Angie Berry and I, we are organizing, um, and we want to start creating this culture, talking about our mental health and our emotions and our feelings in a safe space. So we also to not be recorded because we talk about sensitive aspects and everything that we talk. Um, we ask people to not share with anybody else. So it's like a safe space where people share their feelings and all that. So it's like a group therapy. uh, You can be free to yourself. So yeah, everybody's welcome. Um, it's gonna be tomorrow at 2, if I'm not wrong, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. EST.
I also see that Anna says that the survey can be applied in any DAO. So yeah, it would be really cool to to have like a diverse population. Also, I am adding some of the events to this calendar. This is going to be our gravity calendar. So we have like
Oh,
some of our calls.
so we've already. Uh, so that's a platform choice. So if we could just reserve platform choices for like a discussion about that, that'd be great. Just because then we don't go way down a road that maybe it would be just better to keep everything in a different kind of container than what we've been using up to now. So anyway, just a little FYI for you guys.
Yeah, is that we've been sharing this gravity calendar for the people of the Graviton training. So this would be good also to have like an independent calendar, because the
Yeah.
one that I most use is the TC one,
Yeah.
but this is just for us, and
Oh yeah,
maybe
it could be an external facing one. That's fine too. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just saying that we, in the future, if we're creating stuff, that we want to make sure that we're not just being like, oh, we always use Google for this. Let's just do that, because we might do something a little different.
also
Because again, go ahead.
you were mentioning that you would like to remove the Gravity website call on Fridays. Are you sure we can remove it now, or if you want this Friday, we can do this Friday?
Well, it's just people aren't coming, so I need to find a time where people do actually attend, because this is urgent and we have a lot to do, and we're making decisions quickly and moving quickly on things. So I need to have a time where people are actually there.
You proposed to continue the next hour after this, but I couldn't do it this week. But if you propose to, we can also have this Gravity website meeting after the coordination call on Wednesdays, starting next week.
Does that work better for other folks? Anyone else?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm just trying to find the right time that people will be there, and what I have to say is going to be the same regardless of whether. And just an FYI, this is a part of active participation in a DAO, right? So this is an educational process you need to go through to learn how this is all done and constructed and everything. So it actually requires things from you. You have to learn, marketing and communications, and setting up, constructing narratives is everyone's responsibility who's participating in the DAO. So please do come. It's a little different than just sending off a technical person to create a website for you. This is an active participatory process, and I'm asking you all to engage in. So thanks.
What was the other time that you suggested? I got lost.
In 7 minutes.
Oh,
But it's starting next week.
Yeah, that time is shit for me, unfortunately.
yeah. It's too.
Or
Don't mind.
we could also stay with the Gravity website on Fridays, but try to make the additional extra mile effort to go there, because this is something that will affect us all, the development of this website.
Pardon my ignorance. What time is that?
11 p.m. Or 11 a.m. PST.
And 10 p.m. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. CT.
That should be doable for me.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Let's try to continue with this schedule then for this week, and we take the decision based on the attendance that we have this Friday.
Is there a specific point we want to get to, like in this session, this Friday session, Durgados? Like, do we want to just say that, like, if we want, if you want to provide feedback on that, be it this Friday session, or should we give it a couple weeks, or is that? I know we want to like move on this and get some progress, but I want to be
Yeah.
able to leave space for people to contribute if they can't make it like one of these next couple sessions, but kind of set a timeline.
Well, there's kind of two parts. One is there's a methodology, and you need to understand and be able to sort of grasp what it is that we're doing, and anybody can go into that at any time and put in the whats and the whos, and put in their own ideas for unique value propositions and other things. So yeah, if you can look at one screen there. So I've got an explainer as like how the focus matrix works, is in the first tab there, just to give you an idea. And then we're also, if you look at the UVP and BizDev tab at the bottom there, one.
Yeah, I was pasting it.
And then, yeah, then, what we've done is basically scroll across, and then people can put in their, so during the calls, we said, like I think everyone liked Incandenza's UVP the most, so we're talking about, that as a first draft, but I want everybody to have the opportunity to put in what they think, and then to learn what a unique value proposition is, how to construct it. I've got examples, already there. So yeah, it's a very participatory process. All of the stuff that you see, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that, we've got people who've added things down the left-hand side. And then once that sort of brain dump thing is done, we'll group it into sections, and you can see that's already started to happen. And then when that's done, we'll take all the who's across the top and the what's down the side, and then we'll map content to it so that when they look at the website, they can find themselves, which is the point. So we have about 5 seconds for people to figure out to orient themselves, and so that's why we need to do all this work in advance to work out what's going on, and then if I have a version of a focus matrix that's really well done and really well fleshed out, I don't need any other input for the whole rest of the process for designing a website. I'm really not kidding when I say the design of the website is in this document right here. So it's really, really good, and it's a really good way to kind of explore everything.
Yeah, it's we are saying what do we want to provide and to who are we going to provide those services. So we have like everyone, existing clients. We have DAO participants, DAO clients. We have neurodiverse people, trauma people, DAOs without trust creation or conflict management, mediators wanting to enter Web3, DAO to DAO or diplomacy interested people, protocol DAOs, collector DAOs, philanthropy DAOs, grant DAOs, investment DAOs, research DAOs. All these are like our personas, and we are matching these personas with the tools that we are going to add into the website, and these are the faces. So here we have also the faces design. So we are moving right now from phase 1 to phase 2. And within the second funding proposal, we will try to move from phase 2 to phase 3. So we are right now transitioning to a service DAO. In phase 3, we will be a self-running service DAO with our own economy. We are continuing our offering of services, but we are building the website and scaling our way to approach and become more independent as an organization. So depending on those phases, we are writing, for example, if we need this right now for phase 1, or if that can be added on phase 2 or 3. For example, teacher training. Right now, that would be something really interesting, but would be something to add on season 2 or season 3, or in phase 2 or 3. And the things that we are wanting to add from phase 1. I also wrote here psychological services and virtuous cycles, that are things that are new and I think weren't in this matrix. So as Durga say, we are trying to have what we want to deliver here and then match that to the personas. But we are in the top of the hour, and I don't want to take more time from you. But I really thank you for coming. Appreciate your presence. I am sorry for the mistakes I do in this facilitation, and I am really proud of this group. I feel supported, and I want to feel even more supported in this phase that we are like delivering and trying to also plan for this second season of funding, and also support for the activities we are doing in Aragon. Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Lynn, because you are also going to be facilitating some sessions for that community and for the support of everyone. So nothing, thank you again. And if there's something you want to tell me or in the group, you can DM me, or we can write in the channel. So thank you for coming.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was an amazing meeting. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
You.
Thanks, everyone. See you later. Bye.